Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to do 4.7b today, the second half of our completing the square. So we're going to do completing the square, and we're going to use that to convert an equation to vertex form. Okay. All right, so that's going to be our task for the day. Our objective is to use completing the square, that's what CTS is, to convert a quadratic into vertex form. So that's what we're going to do today. All right, let me kind of adjust everybody because we're crooked. Okay, so let's go back and remember a couple of little details. When we first started Chapter 4, we did the generic equation for a quadratic formula. And we said in standard form that it's y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. So that's the standard form. Then we did the vertex form and said that that's a times x minus h, quantity squared, plus k. And that allowed us to find the vertex and the axis very quickly and easily. Okay? So that's what that equation does for us. So what we started doing is converting.
Janine Brando, please call 8110. Janine Brando, please call 8110.
Alrighty, there you go. There's your public service announcement. Alright, so the first thing that we did when we managed and we converted was we used these two little formulas to help us put a standard form into vertex form. Now what we're going to do is do completing the square to convert an equation into vertex form. Completing the square is very simple. It's actually significantly faster than using the two little formulas h and k. So let's start with an example. Alright, my example is going to be y is equal to x squared minus 10x plus 22, and I want to use completing the square to convert it to vertex form. The process is very much the same. The only thing that's different is now I'm going to keep everything on the right-hand side of the equation so that I can keep my y equals on the left. Alright, so if I start, I'm going to group the first two terms together, and I'm going to leave some space, and I'm going to scoot the 22 over. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is take half of my middle term, so half of the negative 10 is going to be a negative 5, and then I square it, and I get 25. So very much the same way. So I'm going to add 25 here. The only difference is I'm not going to add 25 to this side. I'm going to subtract it from this side. Remember that the net effect of that process needs to be 0. Okay, so that's why I'm keeping both terms on the same side. Now I'm going to factor, and I'm going to get x minus 5 quantity squared. 25 and 22 is going to be minus 3. Now it's in vertex form. That was really quick and simple. So I would know that my vertex would be 5, negative 3, and my axis of symmetry would be x is equal to 5. Significantly faster than using our two little formulas. Okay? All right, so then let's do another example. Your video today is going to be really short because nothing is really new. All right, so here's your next example. I'm going to have y is equal to x squared plus 18x plus 95. I want to convert it. Then I want the vertex, and I want the axis of symmetry. And remember, we just call that the axis. So I'm going to start my process, keep the y. I'm going to group these two terms together, leave some space, and there's my 95. Half of 18, so if I do my 18 divided by 2, I get 9. Then I square that, and I get 81. So now I'm going to add 81 here, and I'm going to subtract 81 here. And remember, the signs have to be opposite so that those two terms actually equal 0, so it doesn't change the value of my equation. Now I'm going to factor, and I'm going to get x plus 9, quantity squared, and then when I subtract 95 and 81, I get plus 14. Ta-da, done. Now my vertex is going to be negative 9, 14, and my axis is going to be x is equal to a negative 9. So it actually is so much faster than the little formulas. All right, that's all of your new information. Let me give you your 3 problems for the night. That was about the shortest lecture we've had so far. That's pretty cool. All right, I want you to write the quadratic in vertex form. Then I want you to identify the vertex and the axis. Okay, so those are your tasks. All right, and I want you to write it in vertex form, and I didn't write this, I'll just add it up here, using completing the square. Do not use the little formulas. Your first problem is y is equal to x squared minus 4x minus 1. The second problem is y is equal to x squared plus 20x plus 90. And then your last problem, only 3 little problems today, that's very nice, 5x squared plus 10x plus 7. Now on the last problem, I did not do an example of this on purpose because I want you to remember that I need to factor the 5 out of this first, so I want you to try it and see how you do. So you might need to look back at your notes, which assumes then that you're taking notes, which is what you should be doing. Look back at your notes and how to manage that number in front of the x squared. So look back at your notes from yesterday and then look at the notes on how to manage that. Basically, you're going to factor the 5 out of this term, and then be careful what you add or subtract. All right, that is our nice short little video today, so you are done. Good luck getting your problems done. See you soon.